What's going on, everybody? I just came in not too long ago after a long walk down a few blocks, and as you could tell, it is cold outside by both the jacket and the button up shirt that I'm wearing. And if my hair kind of looks messy, that's because it was windy outside just as well. Let me start by reminding everybody that tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Music Maniacs with me, YR, and Prince Sidle will be live on my channel. And as always, I invite everybody to come listen, hang out, enjoy themselves. And as always, we do take call ins, comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions. So definitely tune in later on this evening for sure. Now, I'm going to answer a question before it even gets asked. And the question I know I'm going to be asked sometime soon by whoever will possibly be, Earl, why are you always going out to clubs despite your age? Why are you always going to this area? Why are you always driving to this area? Why are you always going here or there? Well, I'll explain why. Growing up in Southeast Michigan, our parents hardly, and I mean hardly, ever took us anywhere, me and my sister. Few occasions we would go to either Value Village or we would go to Trappers Alley in downtown Detroit. I remember there was this one place at the nearby mall. I think it was called Kresge. We would go there a few times, all four of us. But other than that, zilch. Many times I would request my dad, hey, can we go here? Let's go to this place. Let's go to that place. And the answer I would get from him on all those times were, let's not and say we did. He would repeat that answer many times. Now, my sister, in one conversation we had years ago, she was describing how our mom and dad traveled the world. They traveled here, they seen this, they seen that. So to visit that place again and be like, big deal. But for somebody like me, it was a big thing for myself because remember, I've never been to this spot. I've never been to that spot or this area or that city or that town. See, one of the things I enjoyed doing while I was riding my bike or driving in my car was exploring new areas. I remember when I was living in Richmond, Michigan in the early 2000s, just out of a chance, I would ride my bike from the Richmond area all the way down to the Fred W. Moore Highway to the very end, and I would end up in an area called St. Clair. Beautiful area, right by the water, Canada over across the way. Very fond memories of that spot. One of them including the Riverfest. It was an annual event with bands, rides, you name it, concession stands. That was always a blast. And it saddens me that we don't have anything like that here in Florida. If there is, let me know in the comments below. I vowed to myself to live as much as I can, other than working, other than my other commitments and helping pay rent, putting food on the table, and everything else. I vowed to myself to always get out there and live, explore this spot, explore that spot. Hell, I was exploring new areas back in Michigan almost on the daily, discovering areas like Novi, Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor, Port Huron, all these spots. One time I visited Grayling, which is close to the Upper Peninsula, and that was to visit an ex-girlfriend of mine that we dated around, I think it was later 2001. She had to move away with her family, but we kept in contact. A couple years later, she invited me to come spend the weekend over there, which I said yes. Long ass drive, by the way. Took fucking 4 hours to get there. I vowed to check out as much spots as much as I can. Whether it's downtown Tampa or Ybor, or back in Texas, it was Houston, Spring, Conroe, other areas. I wanted to check out Belmont or Katy, but unfortunately, I'm no longer living there, so those plans were out the door. And if it's to say that, I guess you could say I'm the male equivalent of Dora the Explorer. I like to explore different spots, That always keeps me intrigued. So when people ask me, why do you go to all these places, like the nightclubs at my age, I tell them, is to live every moment. To live every minute, every second, as much as you can. Get out there and live like it's your last performance on stage. That's how I see things. I remember my dad used to complain all the time whenever I head out to the door to go to here, go over here, or go over there, or whichever. He would say, like, why don't you quit running the streets? And I would tell him, hey, you should have taken us this place or that place or this place or that place. One of the big reasons why I stayed in my room a lot of times, listened to either the radio or the record player or the cassette player, was because I was wishing I was somewhere else. I would stare at the wall and imagine myself in, let's say, the location where Duran Duran filmed the Hungry Like the Wolf video. Yeah, but then again, some parents don't really understand. So, let me know what you thought about what I just said. And don't forget Music Maniacs later on this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, with, of course, me, YR, Prince Idol. And also, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button and notification bell. And everybody enjoy the Thursday, morning, afternoon, and night. See you later on tonight.